This channel is all about content creation and content marketing. You are in the right place if you consider yourself a creative person. Whether you are studying something creative, already working in the creative industry, or simply dreaming of bringing your own creative projects to life and maybe even earn a living with them. Creative content in this context, that is blog articles, podcasts, videos for example, all the nice educational and/or entertaining things that we spend our time with on the internet. The creation and distribution of digital content can be as diverse as life itself. That's what I love about it. In the next few minutes I will briefly introduce myself, explain my basic approach to content creation and what you can expect from this channel. Let's dive in. My name is David, I'm in my early 30s and a content creator from Germany. I create my German language content mainly in the form of videos and on topics related to my studies in philosophy and studying itself. But my interests are broad. Depending on the channel and medium, it can be on completely different topics, which I then work out together with experts. My goal is to teach basic knowledge in an entertaining way, edutainment as they say. Having many interests has the advantage that there is never a lack of ideas for new content. The disadvantage though is that I remain a layman on many fields. Unlike experts, who devote their full time and attention to one subject area, I often only scratch the surface, even in philosophy. Especially in philosophy, it's a huge topic to cover. Nonetheless, one thing that I do professionally is content creation itself. Through 10 plus years of experience, I have acquired learning by doing the necessary skills to be successful with content creation. As a student of philosophy, I have to ask, what is success anyway? Well, there will be a separate video on that. In any case, none of these skills is rocket science, but things that anyone who wants to be content creator can learn. So much about me. Now what do I mean by content creation? And why bother learning it? Creation, that is the bringing forth of something new. It requires inspiration, right? It requires ideas and creativity. Sounds like an art, and it can be. Especially because art is an extremely broad and fuzzy term, the exact definition of which should not slow us down here. I want to treat content creation the way professional artists treat their art, as a craft. That means as soon as the unique creation is complete, we are not done, but turn our attention to the next one. Production refers to the regular, repeated bringing forth of goods in the sense of products that have some value, at least to you, at best to others as well. Creative content gets its value from the fact that you in turn invest something of value in them. Some money, your time, your energy, and more your experience. The one-time creation must hope for a stroke of genius if something really valuable is to come out of it. Repeated production, on the other hand, relies on the learning effect. No work is ever perfect. Every repetition offers the chance of improvement. Content creation is actually both creation and production, and it requires both skill sets, creativity and productivity. Neither is innate talent, both can be learned. First of all, we need to understand the interplay between creation and production in content creation. To do that, I will introduce two more terms, project and process. A project is a time-limited, one-time undertaking. A process is a potentially endless, ever-repeating operation. Every new online post, every piece of content is a project in itself that requires creativity, from finding a topic to writing a script to publishing it, when the final touch is to come up with a few strong sentences to promote it on social media. But creation itself is a process. And in order for the creative process to get off the ground and move forward, we can't wait for inspiration and motivation every time, or even struggle with creative blocks. We want to start and finish one project and move on to the next one. Making the creative cycle as frictionless as possible requires productivity. Turning creative projects into productive processes, that is content creation. Content is a project, creation is a process. Now, as a repetitive process, it sounds like assembly line work, right? With the same products rolling off the line like cars in a factory. Well, a nice thing about content creation is that you don't need a factory at all, because the simple multiplication of your product happens with a click. And every single person who is interested in your content does their own clicking. Great, the assembly line is eliminated, the work is distributed, but a good portion of the work still falls on you, especially in the beginning. With content creation, the recurring work that's essentially always the same is researching and writing scripts, voicing or filming podcasts or videos, editing raw footage and posting stuff. If you have the money, you can outsource, delegate away many steps in this process and have others research, write, edit and post for you. But while you are still in the early stages of content creation, you will have to learn to run the show yourself and acquire the skills you need. The skill set of creativity serves to effectively process input, that is, to get the best out of a defined goal in terms of quality. The skill set of productivity helps you to efficiently produce output, that is, to get the most out in a given time in terms of quantity. Let's call this a creator's workflow. Add to that a creator's mindset that enables you to define smart goals and set appropriate timeframes, and to adopt a generous attitude toward your content. This brings us to content marketing, but that would take us too far at this point. The bottom line is that you don't want to produce digital content and then hide it in a lonely corner of the internet. You want to reach people, inspire them, influence them. And, perhaps in addition to other, more noble goals, you want to make money with your content on the site, or even make a living with creation full-time. But honestly, the best thing about content creation is that as a nice side effect, you do a lot for your personal development, for your self-confidence, for your education even. And all that grows like happiness by sharing what you learn and create with others. That is what this channel is all about. I teach the necessary skills and show you all the different ways to generate an income with content creation. I will also introduce tech and tools that help you to improve your approach to content creation and ultimately to enjoy it more. Because let's not forget one thing, all of this should be fun. Otherwise we won't keep it up in the long run. Speaking of, what I would really enjoy is if you subscribe to this channel and join a growing community of creatives from around the world. If this video struck a chord with you and you want to learn more, give it a thumbs up and feel free to post feedback and questions in the comment section below. Thanks a lot and see you next time. Some other videos you might enjoy. Bye bye.